Welcome to the demo of Trust. So, if you're familiar, if you go to app.chargingthefuture.com, you'll get access to version 2 of the app, which you can sign up and sign in for right now. Any data that's in version 2 will be migrated over to version 3 of the app, so there's no concern there. There is a demo video I made of all the upcoming design and upgrades in version 3, and it ended up being over 45 minutes or so long. So what I'm doing right now is doing a video for each feature, and this video is just on trust. But if you go to this link here, we have a website for you to click through at your own pace if you want to look at the different screens for version 3. Version 3 is about over 50% done, but that still means a lot of work needs to be done. And so by showing you these mock-ups, it gives you an opportunity to provide feedback and ideally get excited about what's coming down the line. Now on the left-hand side, if you click this little button here, you can click through all the different features. Again, I did a video for all of these together and then a video for each one separately, and this one's just going to be on trust. Now, trust is completely new. It doesn't exist within version 2 of the app. In version 2 of the app, there is directory, which is one of the core features where targeted individuals come in and they create a brief profile that lists all the different skill sets. And the whole point is within the TI skills economy, how can you connect with other skilled targeted individuals to either exchange goods and services, or it can be as simple as just forming a friendship, as just a simple example, finding people with common interests, or, again, exchange. Maybe you need to find a mechanic. You can come to directory and type in mechanic, and it'll pull up who is a targeted individual that can potentially assist you. Now, the thing is, I try my best to try to filter out perps, but again, it's not going to be 100%. Each one of us within the community has the responsibility to actively engage with the community and ideally inform each other if a perp actually ends up, somehow bypassing any of our filters. And one way to do that is there's a verified and unverified badge. And when you log in and you come to directory, it's on each individual's profile. So this is what directory looks like when you're signed in. If you're not signed in, there's going to be a different page. This is the page of when you're not signed in. Since I'm signed in, the left-hand side navigation comes up, but I can hide it so you can see. Okay, this is what it looks like if you're not signed in, and you can take a look at all the individuals who have self-identified as targeted individuals, and they'll have a verified and unverified badge. Now, what does the verified badge mean right now in version 2 of the app? So a verified badge means that the community believes this member is likely a TI. An unverified badge simply means the community has not done verification yet, but will. Non-TIs or perps are not permitted on the platform and will be removed upon immediate discovery. All community members require verification. The length of time of verifying community members varies. Please use your best judgment at all times. The platform endorses no one. This badge can aid in determining who to interact with. And so the way that version 2 is, it's very manual. So a simple way is, me meeting the targeted individual and doing an assessment and also having extensive interaction with them online to make to come close to an idea of whether or not they're a TI. So with trust, I'm now making it a bit more automated. Again, you have to use your best judgment. You know, this isn't 100%, but with trust, it's kind of speeding up the process to make a determination of, what is the likelihood that someone is a targeted individual. Now, it says trust score. Maybe I shouldn't use the word score, but we're not scoring any human individuals. This is not a rating. It's not a credit score. It's not a social credit score either. So what trust really is it basically, as soon as someone signs up, based on how they're interacting with the platform, specifically, are they providing material support and benefit to other targeted individuals on the platform. And if they are, their trust score basically rises. So this is what it looks like if you're not signed in and you're, on the web app. Once you're signed in and you, for example, signed up for the first time, you're not going to have, uh, uh, you know, your trust score isn't going to be populated with anything because you haven't interacted with on the platform. But as soon as you complete your profile, that is something that moves you higher up in trust on the platform, right? So it basically shows you here how you're getting verification. How do you become more verified on the platform? And what ends up happening is this trust badge, it's going to be privacy preserving. So, for example, so here's a good example. So one of the values that gets piped into the trust score is how many times have you logged in on the platform? So someone else won't see every single time you've logged in, but rather would see like a range. Like this person has logged in, over 100 times within the last year. So that's a simple example of how it's privacy preserving, but you're also building trust because we can see that you're actively engaged within the community. That's all it really is. Another example you can see here, it talks about, how many features within the app are they using? So here's an example. So if we go here, right, remember there are 17 features, soon to be 18, and it's not mandatory for you to use all these features. It's very plausible that you are a targeted individual, but you only use the directory feature. However, if you're somebody who is using multiple features here and engaging, that is going to increase your trust. It's going to show that you're reliable, you're providing material value, you're engaged with the community, you want the community to succeed. And so again, it's not meant to rank anybody, but really to be a signal to other people on the platform on whether or not um, it would be possibly safe to interact with you. That's all it is. So it's not social scoring, it's not a credit score, it doesn't impact your ability to use the platform. It's more of a signal to other people on the platform like, are you a real person and are you a targeted individual? This is what this it looks like when Trust widget is basically just loading. And that's pretty much it. Now, one of the differences between just overall, not just for Trust, with version 3 of the app is they're now going to be not just a web app, but an Android app. Anything that's available on web will be available on Android, which is completely different than version 2, where only Chime is available on Android. Everything else you can only access through the web. So the view here just shows you, if you're not logged in, this is what the landing page of Trust looks like. If you're on mobile, this is what it looks like as a person who is um, interacting. And so notice how it says signal process again, because I should probably say maybe trust signal instead of score, because there's no numeric value attached to your account. It's more of like, how often is the person engaging? Um, are they helping to sustain the economy, so forth. And once you hit a specific percentage, then you've been verified. Versus version 2 right now, where it's me manually verifying. Right, there's now more of an automated way to do this, and this is again because there's an estimated 5 million targeted individuals globally. How can we kind of speed up the process in terms of verifying people on the platform? And on mobile, it looks like when it's loading. And so that's it. If you have any questions or feedback, please let me know.